So students, today we will discuss about solid state chapter, and in this solid state chapter we have to do defects or imperfections found in crystals. Defects, or we can say imperfections. You know, crystal possess perfect order of atom, ion or molecule. Any change in this perfect arrangement of atom, ion or molecule causes defects or imperfection in crystals. So how we can define defect or imperfection? It is deviation. Deviation means change in ideal arrangement of particles of crystal. What we mean by particle? Particle means it can be atom, it can be ion, or it can be molecule. If there is any change in this arrangement, then it is called defect. So how we can classify these defects? Classification of defects. This is a very important topic for you, for your CBSE board as well as for entrance examinations. So defects can be classified as stoichiometric defect. Then we have second, impurity defect, and third we have non-stoichiometric defect. Stoichiometric defect further can be classified in case of non-ionic solids, or we can have this defect in case of ionic solids. Non-ionic solid we can have either vacancy defect. We have to discuss these one by one. We have vacancy defect, or students, it's interstitial defect. In case of ionic solids, the defects can be further classified as Schottky defect, or it can be Frankel defect. Impurity defect, we will discuss certain examples. Non-stoichiometric defect, again they can be classified further into different categories. So first of all we will start with stoichiometric defect. Students, what we mean by non-ionic solid? Non-ionic solid, as the name indicates, there are no ions. It can be in case of metals like aluminium, copper, iron. So non-ionic solid, what we mean by vacancy defect? Suppose we have this crystal. This is ideal crystal. There is no defect in this. This crystal is ideal. What we mean by vacancy defect, students? Suppose this atom is missing from this place, then it will create vacancy. This atom is missing, then it is called vacancy. So vacancy defect means atoms are missing from their normal lattice site. And if there is vacancy defect in the crystal, then how it will affect the density? Density will decrease in this case. Because we know that density is mass upon volume. If atoms are missing, it means mass is decreasing, so density will also decrease. So why it is non-ionic solid? Because we have not taken any ions here, and it is called vacancy defect because atoms are missing from their normal lattice site. So these are the vacancies. Therefore it is called vacancy defect. I hope vacancy defect is clear to all of you. Now what is interstitial defect, students? In case of interstitial defect, what happens? Again I am converting it into ideal crystal. Now again it is ideal crystal, and these vacant spaces, these are the spaces, these vacant spaces are called interstices. These are called interstices. What are interstices, students? These are the vacant, or we can say empty spaces. Vacant or empty spaces are called interstices, and if any atom from outside comes in these interstices, then it is called vacancy defect. It will be like this. It means in this case atoms from outside comes in these interstices or vacant spaces, so it means mass will increase. So in this case, students, density increases. Several times they are asking in your board exams and in entrance exam that write the name of one defect in which density decreases or density increases. So you need to memorize properly. So non-ionic solid we discussed vacancy defect and interstitial defect. Now we will talk about ionic solids. Ionic solid means there are ions present in the crystal. Suppose we have this Na ion, Cl ion, Cl ion, Na ion, then it is ionic solid. Just to simplify this, we can draw like this: NaCl, NaCl, then Cl, Na, Cl, Na. Like this also you can draw, it takes less time. Now this crystal is ionic crystal. This crystal we have taken. Now this crystal is ionic crystal. It can be NaCl, it can be KCl, it can be zinc sulfide, it can be silver bromide. Now we are putting here ions, cation, anion like this. So what is Schottky defect, students? In this Schottky defect, what happens? Some cation is missing from here, then some anion is also missing, again some cation is missing, some anion is also missing. So what we need to understand in Schottky defect? In Schottky defect we have to write the sentence that in this defect equal number of cation and anion are missing from the crystal. Number 1. Number 2. Schottky defect takes place when there is very little difference between the size of cation and anion. Number 3. There is equal number of cation and anion are missing. It means it will not bring any change in the stoichiometry of crystal. Therefore, it is called stoichiometric defect. Stoichiometric means fixed composition. Suppose we have 100 Na ion, 100 Cl ion. It is 1:1. Now due to defect, Na ion is suppose 90, Cl ion is 90. Again it is 1:1. It means there is no change in composition of the crystal. Therefore it is called stoichiometric defect. And in this defect, students, density decreases. Always you have to understand that what is the effect on density. In this case, density decreases because cations and anions are moving out from the crystal. So in case of Schottky defect, what I told you, equal number of cation and anion are missing. Number 2, there is very little difference in size of cation and anion. And number 3, there is decrease in density. and this Schottky defects take place in case of NaCl, KCl, AgBr. In all these crystals we have Schottky defect. Now students will discuss about Frankel defect. What happens in Frankel defect? Now again I will convert it into ideal crystal. Then we have anion here, cation here, cation here, anion here. Now again it is our ideal crystal. Now in Frankel defect what happens? Suppose this cation is missing from its normal site, it goes to the voids. Voids mean interstices. This cation is missing, it goes to the empty space, that is interstices. And this defect takes place in case of zinc sulfide, in case of silver chloride, in case of silver bromide, in case of silver iodide, we have this defect. So students, what we need to understand in Frankel defect, number one of the ion, usually cation, because cation is most of the time is small in size. So one of the ion, usually small ion, that is cation, moves from normal lattice site to the interstices, means empty space. Number 2, in this defect, cation is small. You can find in all these examples. Zinc ion, here we have zinc ion which is smaller in size. Here we have Ag positive, it is smaller in size. Third very important thing is here that in case of Frankel defect, there is no change in density. There is no change in density because cations or anion are not moving out. They are dislocating from their normal position to the interstices. And one very good example you need to memorize. In case of silver bromide, we have both defect, Schottky as well as Frankel. Several times they are asking in exam, write the name of one crystal, or they will give you MCQ. Out of the following, which one possesses both Schottky and Frankel defect? Then our answer has to be silver bromide. I hope ionic solid part is clear to you. In case of ionic solid, there is no change in composition. Therefore, it is called stoichiometric defect. Now, students, we will discuss about impurity defect. Again, I am converting it into ideal crystal. It has to be cation. It has to be cation. Again, we have this ideal crystal. What is impurity defect? We have NaCl. If we add strontium chloride in this, it means we are adding impurity, and addition of impurity is called doping. Doping means addition of impurity in the crystal. How we can add strontium chloride in NaCl? We can take molten NaCl, we can take molten strontium chloride. After that you can part some molten strontium chloride in this NaCl. Again it will get solidified, it will get crystallized. Then it will be like this. Now what happens, students, in this case? In case of strontium chloride, we have strontium 2 positive, Cl negative. Similarly, in case of NaCl, we have Na positive and Cl negative. Now, Cl negative, there is no change. This Cl negative, it can be of strontium chloride, it can be from NaCl. Both are same. But there is cation is different. If one Na positive is changed by strontium plus 2, it means one Na positive is replaced by strontium plus 2. Now you know, earlier there was equal number of Na ion and Cl ion because crystals are always neutral. But if Na positive is replaced by strontium plus 2, what we are discussing? One Na positive replaced by strontium plus 2. It means there will be more positive charge in the crystal. And how we can maintain this charge? Again, how we can maintain the neutrality? One cation from nearby site, it will move out. If one cation moves out, it means again there will be equal number of cation and anion. So if we add impurity of strontium chloride in NaCl, then there will be cation vacancies, and these cation vacancies will be equal to number of strontium plus 2 added. Again I am going to repeat it. This we have strontium chloride, addition of strontium chloride in this NaCl crystal. If one Na positive is replaced by one strontium dipositive, one Na positive replaced by strontium dipositive, there will be more positive charge in the crystal. To maintain the electrical charge, cation move out from the crystal, so cation vacancies will be equal to number of strontium plus 2 added. Similarly, we can take another example. We can add cadmium chloride in silver chloride. Again students, Cl no change, Ag is plus 1, it is plus 2. So if cadmium ion replaces Ag positive, again there will be cation vacancies. So I hope this impurity defect part is clear to all of you. Now we will discuss about non-stoichiometric defect. This non-stoichiometric defect, it can be further classified into metal excess defect and metal deficiency defect. Metal excess defect can be further studied under two headings. One is F center, other is in case of zinc sulfide. And here we will discuss example like Ni.98O, Fe 0.950. So these we have to discuss in case of non-stoichiometric defect, students. What is non-stoichiometric defect? We will discuss with the example of F center, students. Again we have this ionic crystal like NaCl. This we have NaCl crystal. If this NaCl crystals comes in contact with sodium metal vapor, sodium metal vapor means, students, we are heating sodium, then we have electron and Na positive. Alkali metals are largest in their respective period if we discuss about their size, and the moment you heat them, electron will come out. So if we are saying sodium metal vapor, it means we have large number of alkali metal ion and electron. So here we have alkali metal ion, electron, alkali metal ion, electron, large number of Na positive and electron we have outside. Now what happens, students? This Cl ion, it diffuses outside, it combines with this Na positive, and if Cl ion moves outside, then there will be less of negative charge in the crystal. To maintain this electrical neutrality, electron from outside, it goes and occupy this anion vacancies. Again I am repeating. This we have NaCl crystal. If we bring this crystal in contact with sodium metal vapor, sodium metal vapor means we have large number of electron and sodium ion. So this, due to presence of this Na positive and electron, anion moves out, it will combine with Na positive. If anion moves out, there will be anion vacancies. If anion moves out, there will be anion vacancies, And to maintain this charge, anion vacancies are occupied by electron. These electrons present in anion vacancies are called F center. So this complete part is called F center. Students, this F word is taken from German language. F means Farbengenter. Farbengenter. Farbengenter means color center. Why we call it color center? Because the electrons which are present in this anion vacancy, due to these electrons, these crystals will be colored. NaCl is white in color, but due to this defect, it turns yellow. Similarly, KCl is also white, but due to this defect, it will turn violet. LiCl is also white, but due to this defect, it turns into pink. So these colors you need to memorize. Several times they are asking in the exam. A crystal of NaCl, KCl or LiCl, they are although white in color, but when they comes in contact with alkali metal vapor, then they may turn into yellow, violet or pink color. It means you need to explain F center. So how we can define F center, students? Again I am repeating. Anion vacancies occupied by electron in case of alkali halide crystal when they comes in alkali metal vapor is called F center. I hope this part is clear to all of you. So now we will discuss another example of zinc oxide, and before that we need to understand why this defect is called, students, non-stoichiometric defect. In this case, earlier we were having equal number of Na positive and Cl negative, suppose 100. Now if 10 Cl ion are going out, it means now we have less Cl than Na. Therefore it is called non-stoichiometric defect. It means in case of non-stoichiometric defect, the composition changes. In stoichiometric defect, composition does not change. And students, why it is called metal excess defect? Because due to presence of these defect, we have more number of Na ion than Cl ion. Metal ion is more, so therefore it is called metal excess defect. So now we'll discuss about zinc oxide. This we have zinc oxide crystal, and this zinc oxide is stoichiometric. Stoichiometric means if we have 100 zinc ion, then we have 100 oxide ion. 100 zinc ion, 100 oxide ion. If we heat this crystal, then what happens? This zinc oxide becomes non-stoichiometric. Why we are saying non-stoichiometric? Because in this zinc ion is more than oxide ion. Why we have more number of zinc ion here? Because some oxide ion moves out in the form of O2 gas and electrons are released. So we can write here half O2 plus electron. So students, what happens? Zinc oxide is stoichiometric. It is white in color and it is insulator. But if you heat it, then some of the oxide ion moves out in the form of oxygen gas. It means the zinc oxide now which we have, it is non-stoichiometric. Zinc ion are more than oxide ion. Therefore it is called metal excess defect. Metal ion are more than anion. And now it become non-stoichiometric. Second thing, it was earlier white, but due to this defect and due to presence of these electron, now it will be yellow. And earlier it was insulator, now it will behave like semiconductor. So they may ask you in any form like what you understand by metal excess defect, explain with zinc oxide, or they may say zinc oxide is stoichiometric, upon heating become non-stoichiometric, it's of white color, upon heating becomes yellow, or it's insulator but upon heating becomes semiconductor. So I hope this part is clear to all of you. Now we'll discuss the last defect, that is metal deficiency defect. In case of F center and zinc oxide, in both these cases we have more number of metal ion, therefore it is called metal excess defect. Now we are going to discuss metal deficiency defect. Metal deficiency defect. If I am writing NiO, it means it is 1:1. If we have 100 Ni, then 100 oxide ion. Ni carries 2 positive charge, O carries 2 negative charge. If sometime it is found that it's written like this, what it indicates, students? It means Ni is 0.98, then it is 1, or we can say it is 98, then it is 100. It means Ni2 positive are less than O2 negative. How it's possible, students? Because positive charge has to be exactly equal to the negative charge. If we have 100 positive, it means plus 200 charge. If we have 100 O2 negative, it means minus 200. So both charges are equal. But in this case, if you multiply this 98 with plus 2, then you will get plus 196. And in this case, you will get minus 200. It's not possible because this charge has to be exactly equal. So what happens, students? When we prepare NiO, we are reacting Ni with O2 and we are getting NiO. In this process, Ni is converting into Ni2 positive, but Ni is also found in the form of Ni tripositive. So what happens, students, when we prepare NiO by reacting Ni and oxygen, then most of the Ni gets converted into Ni2 positive, but some Ni atoms convert into Ni tripositive. It means out of these 98, all Ni are not in the form of Ni2 positive. Here we have Ni tripositive also, and this Ni tripositive, they can balance this charge. So why this compound is neutral? Because in this case we have Ni2 positive as well as some Ni tripositive, and in this case total number of metal ion is less, therefore it is called metal deficiency defect. And again it's non-stoichiometric because metal ion are less and ion are more. I hope this part is clear to all of you, and you can easily describe any type of defect if it is asked in your examination. And if you understood this concept, then I will give you 2 questions for practice. First question is, if NaCl is doped with 10⁻³ mole percentage of strontium chloride, calculate cation vacancies. This question is from your NCERT. Then second question is, NiO is written as Ni 0.980. Just now we discussed it. Calculate number of atoms of Ni2 positive and Ni tripositive. These are your check yourself questions. I will give the solution of these 2 questions in my another video. Before that, you can practice these questions. I hope you like my video and now you can easily understand what are the defects, how we can classify the defect. If you like my video, please share and subscribe. Thank you.